Love, love, love. This is the one-piece Itoh.
That's not the Itoh.
That is not the Itoh. That is not the Itoh.
But this is.
This is the Itoh. You are Dev. Good to see you, buddy.
What's up, Rick? How you
doing? Doing great, doing great. Okay. 800, 575, 90. Let's start out with the big, beautiful, one gorgeous piece Itoh plant.
I love it. You know, garden peonies, it's one of the most beloved plant in the garden. But Rick, there's one main problem with a garden peony that gardeners experience each year is you waiting all spring long for those flowers to open and they get so big they end up flopping onto the ground. That doesn't happen with these Itoh peonies.
No floppy peony?
No floppy peonies, because these are a hybrid with the Japanese tree peony and the garden peony. So what you have is a plant with a woody base, which I'll show you in a minute, that allows you to have these big, voluptuous, large blooms on your plants that stand upright all spring long.
So we're down to two color choices on this one?
That's correct.
We're down to a pink, we just showed it, and this is the red. How rare is that?
It's a sultry, rich red. And look at those blooms, Rick. They're like 8 to 10 inches across. They have layers and layers of petals. Those yellow things in the middle are called the stamens, and they are bright and they contrast beautifully. And they just are so elegant when they are in bloom, mainly because the plants, they have that upright form that you never get from a traditional garden peony.
Is this a perennial?
This is a very winter hardy perennial. It's one of the longest lived perennials in the garden. These can easily grow 60, 80 years or more.
Wow, really?
Honestly.
60, 80 years.
Yeah.
And unlike other plants that you might buy at a garden center that are a root, right?
Yeah, like this. Most of the time.
Look at this. This is what you normally would find.
When it comes to peonies, you always find just this little guy, and that takes how many years to flower? 3 years.
This does.
Yeah.
Look so this baby's on its way.
What count? Just take a look. 1, 2, 3. It already has 3 flower buds. This is already in its 3rd season. And that's what we're shipping to you guys.
Good.
Isn't that sweet?
This is huge. By the way, with free shipping, we started the season with 7,000. There are fewer than 1,000 remaining. That's it for the season.
Yeah.
Now in the pink, 700 to go around. Yellow, we have 6. And red, 200.
Yeah.
So red, 200 to go around, 800, 500, 75, 90. All right. This is what you're going to be getting.
Yeah,
it's big
gorgeous.
and in bloom. It's a perennial, so it can live for decades and decades and decades. How much sun does the Itoh need?
These want like a half to a full day of sun, and they're winter hardy to negative 30 degrees Fahrenheit. But what's also really unique about it, let me show on this plant real quick.
Sure, please.
Is that this is what it's all about. This is what makes the Itoh peony so spectacular. You see this right here? This woody foundation, this is because it's a hybrid mix with the Japanese tree peony, and it has that woody foundation. Exactly. And that's what keeps your plant upright. Garden peonies, you have to put cages on them, or you have to put stakes around them.
No kidding.
Otherwise, they flop onto the ground and they look terrible. It's a real big disaster every spring for many gardeners.
Like good in theory, but as it gets into summer, they flop.
Exactly, and it just doesn't look nice.
Wow.
These plants, on the other hand, are going to stay looking beautiful like this. Now, Rick, I know, 49 bucks, it sounds like a lot. But let me tell you, we were looking at these these are called rhizomes, what I have in my hand, and this is what you would find elsewhere. Now these guys, do a little search online for Itoh peonies. You'll find these, and these will be $60, $70, $80 or more for this. And this is going to take you 3 years to get your first flowers.
What's the backstory where that Itoh came from? Like this is a hybrid story, right?
Exactly. So there was a gentleman by the name of Mr. Itoh from Japan. He spent over 50 years taking garden peonies with the tree peonies, creating this perfect blend of a hybrid peony, and this is what he created.
Guess what? Final quantities for the season of 2025. It is now time to make some choices because it's about time to plant these babies. It's on 3 easy payments of $16.33. You're going to have it for years and years. Free shipping, so 800, 500, 75, 90. Final quantities in the red. There's a couple in the yellow, and then that really pretty pink, and you're loving the pink. So a couple of seconds on the pink.
Look at that. With that pink, we were seeing just how many flowers were on that plant. Rick, when these are in their full maturity, you can expect up to 50 blooms, and these are large flowers on your plants blooming during that spring season, which is really incredible. incredible. And the other thing is, you know, you from Minnesota, you can grow these all the way up in Minnesota, but you can also grow these down to northern Florida, parts of Southern California.
Love it.
Because these do not require a freeze in order to flower. Garden peonies do.
How big will this get?
It's a perfect size. It gets about 3 feet by 3 feet.
Great for containers?
It's awesome in containers, actually. In our large 15-inch party planters, it's a perfect size.
By the way, you know what we want to show? Can you show that soil?
Oh, yeah.
Because people are shopping for that already during the show. So Jen just told me to show that to you.
Yeah, so this is our natural and organic sun-grow black gold potting mix. If you want to have a really great container plant, pick up a bag of this. We ship it to your door free of charge. Then you can pick up one of our party pots, which it's the perfect size container. This bag will fill this pot out perfectly.
Love it, love it.
And
Okay.
then fill it with this guy.
Fill it with that guy.
Yeah,
which is on its
gorgeous.
way. Really
Look at
on its way. I love this. So this is a hybrid of the tree. Hence that trunk. I know you didn't call it a trunk, you called it a...
Well, it's not technically a trunk. It's a woody plant material.
Woody plant material.
Yeah, exactly.
Got it. That's within there.
Exactly.
Love the size. Love the size, by the way, Dev, of the flowers themselves.
They're huge.
They're huge.
They're fragrant. They're voluptuous. They're soft. And you know what we're shipping
Yellow
you guys.
sold out for the season. Gone for the season. 800, 500, 75.90. Red's going to be next. 170 remaining. So we're a little bit busy on the phones. 1-800-500-7590. Call the number like you love to do with Roberta's. It's great. What's the bloom time during a season?
So this is typically going to be like end of May. If you grow garden peonies, these are going to bloom just prior to your garden peonies, which is really nice. So if you have the garden peonies, this will extend the season of peonies in your garden. But what I love is that, you know, we're shipping these 2-year-old plants in this large 1-gallon pot. This one I have in my hand already has 3 flower buds on it. 1, 2, 3. So if you're wondering when you're going to get flowers, you're going to get flowers the very first season.
Love it.
And that's only with Roberta's.
All right, stay on the line. We got a lot going on. Final quantities. Yellow gone. Next to go is the red. M67202.